Neither racism nor retaliation, the truth about the missing $60 million from Miami's Underdeck. Miami received notification this week that $60,353,730 from the Underdeck, now the Reverend Edward T. Graham Greenway, has been withdrawn. The Miami Herald and politicians like Ken Russell have presented this as a political action against Overtown, but official data tells a different story. It was the result of a national rescission under H.R. 1 and a failure to secure the money in a timely manner. 1. How H.R. 1 works and what funds it eliminated. On July 4, 2025, the President signed the Fiscal Reconciliation Act of 2025, H.R. 1, One Big Beautiful Bill, which eliminated unobligated balances from the Federal Neighborhood Access and Equity (NAE) program, created by the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022, 23 U.S.C. Prior 177. In budget jargon, unobligated means that the legal grant agreement had not been signed by the deadline. According to the Eno Center for Transportation's analysis, the NAE received $3.25 billion, but only $805 million was legally obligated before H.R. 1 was signed. This means that nearly $2.4 billion in NAE projects were canceled nationwide. 2. It wasn't an attack on Overtown. It affected cities across the U.S. The Eno Center documents that the rescission affected high-profile projects in multiple states. Some examples of grants canceled for being unobligated. Portland OR, $450 million for the Rose Quarter Improvement Project, only $37.5 million obligated. Boston MA, $335.4 million to reconfigure I-90 in Alston, only $8 million obligated. Philadelphia, PA, $158.9 million for the Chinatown Stitch, only $8.4 million obligated. Atlanta, GA, $157.6 million for the Stitch, none obligated. Jacksonville, FL, $147.1 million for Emerald Trail obligated. Austin, TX, $105.2 million for Our Future 35, none obligated. This confirms that the Miami case was not an exception or selective punishment, but part of a national pattern. 3. Miami's specific problem, legal inference. The DOT reported that the announced NAE funding has been rescinded and is no longer available. If the law only affects unobligated funds, the only possible interpretation is that Miami did not sign the binding agreement in time. Other cities did and kept their money. This is not blaming an administration for political reasons. It is describing a technical fact confirmed by the very mechanism of the law. Score 4. The NAE wasn't a Biden-only program. The NAE was created in 2022, the Inflation Reduction Act, and the Reconnecting Communities Program, RCP, in 2021, the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. Both were combined into the Reconnecting Communities and Neighborhoods, RCN program, for the 2023 budget. Miami's Underdeck was funded by the NAE, which is why it was terminated. 5. What Ken Russell and the Miami Herald aren't saying, it wasn't a just for Overtown cut. It wasn't a personal retaliation by the president against a community. It was the automatic application of a nationwide law on projects that hadn't completed their legal obligation for funding. The city had months to sign the agreement and secure the $60 million, but didn't do so in time. Conclusion. The Trump took $60 million from Overtown narrative is incomplete and misleading. The truth is that H.R. 1 eliminated unobligated NAE funds across the country, and Miami lost its funds because it failed to complete the contracting process. This is a local administrative failure, not selective political punishment. Residents deserve the full truth, not half-truths designed to inflame divisions.